capable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Watson off play action. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill. Complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, it's Watson.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at their own 37.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
11 Thomas.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
The Bengals hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So now the Cincinnati native, also former Bearcat, and now a Bengal, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one. A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little
rush coming, and he's taken down.
Daxton Hill
in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Another try after the first down sack. Watson under pressure, and they got to him again. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick six from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Fielded just inside the 20. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
Jamar Chase,
his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And some room to work. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Well, what a first half he's had running the football. Another terrific run there, and this one finds the end zone.
Well, we know he's a guy who's capable of coming up with big plays in the running game, and his offensive line knows it as well. That keeps them motivated, looking for those extra blocks to give him room to run downfield.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make our score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And some room to maneuver. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. He's got it to the 43 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On 2nd and 7.
Burrow trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted.
And now the rookie's free. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, in a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick-6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Sanders now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. He's got a man, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play. They max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have it here at their own 15.
This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Watson on 1st down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
He's going to try and go deep again. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle,
73 yards.
And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now up to 14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is what...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked up by Javon Holland. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. An excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a play fake, and it's And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Dolphins have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
First down, here's Burrow. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Here we go.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball,
Here we go.
they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He's going to take another shot here.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. That's taken on the 25. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Bengals with work to do in this 3rd quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
From midfield now, Burrow.
He'll drop this one down to Mixon, and he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
From the 38, Burrow. This is caught by Evans. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. On the move to his left. And that is incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Burrow now off the bootleg. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Rolling to his left. And that is incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
On second and 11 now. Watson. His throw incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Watson. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. On second down, Mostert. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
86 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
From the 50, it's Watson. He sets to fire deep. It's caught at the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle.
His second touchdown of the night, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they open the lead up now to 25. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Fields it right around the goal line.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. There he goes, left side. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Bengals. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Second and 12. From the gun, here's Watson. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
11 mighty.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. They go play action with Burrow. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Here we go. 11 MT, take. 11 M, 12.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. He's got Hurst, his tight end. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
11 MT.
And they go play action now. Burrow steps away. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. Past the 20. Touchdown. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. He's at the 40. The 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami.
That was a special return, and it happened Because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
And that's caught inside the 35.
Here we go.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now it's Burrow.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Drew Sample, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Bengals get a bit closer. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've got the 2-score lead. Look though, they fumbled last possession, and they'll do a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the 4th, they got to be careful.
They definitely do, because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
The slot man in motion right. Faking the give. Now Watson.
Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out?
Here we go.
This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
11.
On third down, Burrow. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. And Watson's going to throw it here. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. At that time, finally a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10.
And now Watson throws another interception. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, this has been a bit of a tough game to figure out when it comes to him throwing the football. He's got the 3 touchdown passes, but now, Charles, this is a third interception.
And those aren't really numbers that you'd like to see balance out. In a normal ledger sheet, if you can balance everything, you feel good about your...
He's got a man, complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Play action. It's Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the football back at their own 17. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Once again, it's Mostert.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be